Welcome to this podcast, where we will discuss the topic attachment needs and emotional regulation, keys to addressing primal panic and jealousy. In this episode, we will discuss how these intense emotions can impact our relationships and the importance of understanding and addressing them. We've noticed that in many conversations, men seem to struggle with fostering emotional resilience and addressing panic attacks with respect and validation for their wives. Therefore, this discussion will primarily address men while also being relevant to anyone who has experienced primal panic or jealousy in their relationship. So join us as we explore the nuances of these emotions and their impact on our relationships. What is primal panic? Primal panic is a term used to describe the intense fear and anxiety that a person can feel when they perceive a threat to their attachment bond. Once again, primal panic is a term used to describe the intense fear and anxiety that a person can feel when they perceive a threat to their attachment bond. This can happen when a wife feels ignored, rejected, or abandoned. When this happens, your wife may experience a range of emotions, including anger, sadness, and fear. Her body may go into a fight or flight mode, and she may feel a strong urge to either lash out at her husband or withdraw from him completely. Your wife may have a strong need for closeness and intimacy, but also fear of being rejected and or abandoned. Primal panic attachment is a natural and normal response to the fear of losing our primary attachment figure. This fear is hardwired into our biology and is a part of our evolutionary heritage. Let me say that again. Primal panic attachment is a natural and normal response to the fear of losing our primary attachment figure. This fear is hardwired into our biology and is a part of our evolutionary heritage. When we feel threatened, our body responds with a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters that prepare us either to fight or to flee. This response is known as the fight or flight response, and it is essential survival mechanism. The display of panic by the person experiencing a panic attack is a sudden onset of intense fear or discomfort that reaches a peak within minutes and includes at least four of the following symptoms: pounding or racing of the heart, sweating, trembling or shaking, shortness of breath or feeling out of breath, feeling of choking, chest pain or discomfort, nausea, feeling dizzy, unsteady, lightheaded or faint, feeling detached from reality, numbness or tingling sensations, chills or hot flashes. This can happen in polygyny when the husband leaves on the first night to be with his new wife, or can be experienced with a wife cannot contact her husband while he is with one of his other wives, or on a job for that matter. Individuals who have primal panic attacks tend to be more reactive and sensitive to perceived threats, which could lead to conflict and communication breakdowns in their relationship. If a husband spends significant time away from his wife, such as during a long distance relationship or while traveling, his wife may experience primal panic due to the absence of the physical and emotional connection. What is jealousy? Jealousy is a complex emotion that is often associated with the feeling of insecurity and the fear of loss. Data shows that individuals who experience jealousy tend to be more possessive and controlling in their relationships. They often have a strong need for exclusivity and are threatened by perceived rivals for their husband's attention and or affection. Jealousy can arise when a wife feels threatened by a perceived rival of her husband's affection or attention. A wife becomes jealous when she perceives her husband spends more time with someone she perceives as a threat, or when she feels that her husband is showing interest in someone else. For example, one wife may feel jealous if her husband appears to favor another wife, or if she perceives that the other wife is more attractive or successful. Jealousy is often rooted in our primal attachment needs. When she feels jealous, she may be reacting to a perceived threat to her attachment bond with her husband. She may feel that her husband is being emotionally unfaithful or that he is neglecting her in favor of someone else. These feelings can be very powerful and can lead to a range of negative behaviors, including mistrust, anger, and resentment. Competing for attention. In a polygynous relationship, wives may feel jealous of each other's time and attention from their husband. This can lead to competition between wives for their husband's time, affection, and resources. The difference between primal panic and jealousy. While primal panic and jealousy are both related to the attachment needs, they are different in some important ways. Primal panic is a response to a direct threat to our attachment bond with our partner, while jealousy is a response to a perceived threat. This is a very important distinguishing characteristic. Primal panic is a response to a direct threat to our attachment bond with our partner, while jealousy is a response to a perceived threat. Primal panic is often characterized by intense feelings of fear and anxiety, while jealousy is often characterized by feelings of insecurity and mistrust. Another key difference between primal panic and jealousy is the way they impact the behavior of your wife. When she experiences primal panic, she may feel a strong urge to either fight or flee from her husband. She may become angry, defensive, or withdrawn. In contrast, when she experiences jealousy, she may become controlling, possessive, or manipulative. These behaviors can be harmful to the relationships and can undermine the very attachment bond she is trying to protect. So, how can we address primal panic and jealousy in our relationships? The key is to recognize that these emotions are rooted in our attachment needs. By understanding our attachment needs and learning to communicate them effectively to our spouse, we can reduce the intensity of these emotions and build stronger, more resilient relationships. Developing self awareness and emotional regulation skills can be helpful in managing primal panic attacks and jealousy. By learning to regulate our emotions, we can avoid reacting impulsively or defensively in our relationships. Additionally, learning to trust our partners and developing a sense of security in our relationships can also help reduce the intensity of primal panic and jealousy. In conclusion, primal panic and jealousy are complex emotions that can have a significant impact on our relationships. Understanding the difference between primal panic and jealousy can help us navigate our emotions and behaviors in relationships. Prayerfully, this provides valuable insights into the roots of these emotions and the impact they can have on our attachment bonds. By developing self awareness, emotional regulation skills, and a sense of security in our relationships, we can reduce the intensity of these emotions and build strong, more fulfilling relationships. Remember, remember, remember. It takes effort and communication to create a healthy and secure attachment bond with our partners. With practice and dedication and commitment, we can work towards building a stronger and more resilient connection with the people we love. I want to thank you for listening to this podcast. This information provided in this episode is for educational, informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional, medical, or mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. It is important to seek the guidance of qualified professionals for any health or relationship concerns you may have. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency or organization. Thank you again for tuning in. And always remember, step into love, live love, and spread love.